Yes! Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of the Stream, Peter Joseph here, back again with another video right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there, you know who it is, in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So like the video and subscribe to my channels. All the links are down below in the gobbledygook, otherwise known as my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So do it now! And you can leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos on my selected channels from the past, present, and future, Conan, but don't leave stupid comments. You'll get slapped silly and placed in an Iron Maiden, sent to the Shadow Realm, and then Ozzy and Satan will just come out, laugh for you, and then eat your soul! So don't do it. Do not do it. Go somewhere else with that shit. And if you don't like it, too bad. Don't say stupid things, because you will win stupid prizes, and the prize is you. Is your fucking ass going to the Shadow Realm and never being heard from again. So, you want to go? Then don't be stupid. You want to go? Then go ahead. That's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell to turn on all notifications. You don't miss the next one. You miss anything, you're pretty much stupid, and you're SOL. And you know what that means. If you don't know what it means, look it up. And that's that. So, like, share, subscribe, and all the good shit. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Grab the nice tasty monster or tasty cola, whatever you're drinking tonight, or whatever. Whenever you watch my videos. Sit back, relax, put your smelly, stinky feet up, and enjoy the show. And if you like it, great. You know, too bad. Get out of here, go watch somebody else. And do something with your life. Do something with your life! Do something with your life! I mean, seriously, do something. Or just go fuck yourself. That's all pretty much it. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am tired as fuck. I had a long day. Long day. I had a long day. I was out and about for pretty much most of the day. I didn't get home till like maybe 2 hours ago. And then I had my sensible lunch. Then went to nap. I still feel tired as fuck, but I'm going to try to watch Dynamite. Not Dynamite, sorry. I'm going to watch TNA a little bit. For another hour from now. And then maybe go to sleep early. Because Friday, gotta work, you know. Gotta get that money. As always, so. But it is what it is. And I gotta do some shopping as well tomorrow, so too. So, gotta get some food in the system. And not much that. But I hope you had a great day. A nice, warm, humid day. Near 90 today. Gonna be near 90 pretty much for the next few days. So, not gonna rain tomorrow. Gonna rain Saturday. So, this ain't on and off. So, one day might be nice. One day it's gonna rain. And then the next day it's gonna be nice and sunny and hot. But I think by the time we hit the midpoint of this month, which is coming up in about pretty much next weekend, you know, it's gonna get the sunset's gonna be right around 8 o'clock. I mean, it's dark by 8:15, 8:20. So we're getting there. It's already 8 o'clock now. Just the sun's just about to set, and it'll be dark just in about another half hour or so. So 8:30-ish, dark. So those days are getting shorter, and pretty soon it'll be Labor Day weekend and Halloween, and then right after Halloween, we turn those clocks back an hour or so, we think. We don't know if we have to or not. They're still debating about the bill. And we'll see what happens with that as we get to the beginning of November. So right now, we are pretty much under 2.5 months away. Under 3 months away. So just about 2.5. Till we turn the clock back. So dark at around 5 o'clock. So sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. That's that. But I hope everybody else had a great Thursday, August the 6th, 2026. We got TNA and Ring of Honor coming up later. But speaking of TNA Ring of Honor, let's go back to last week's show. And it is time for your really late and so far out of fucking date TNA Empire Wrestling and Ring of Honor Friday edition review. Alright, for July 30th and 31st, 2026. Alright, as always, let's get to Impact, the better show. Was great. Live show from the Licorice Center, or as I call it, the Licorice Center, in that dump of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And if you want to get a good cheesesteak, go to Pat's! Not Geno's, Pat's! Just saying. Not that I eat that, but they have good beef there, if you know what I mean. Not that kind of... You're not that kind of beef, you fuckers. You sick fucks. I don't swing that way. Got the missus to worry about, but that's not a story for the time. Alright, so we're from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, pretty much the birthplace of hardcore EC dub. So we're at the Licorice Center, which is, I don't know how far away it is from the ECW arena and the 2300 arena. Probably in the same vicinity. But anyway, we're counting down the weeks to lockdown. As of this video, we are 17 days away. So, little over 2 weeks away from lockdown. Pretty much almost every match inside the solid steel cage, brother. And we're actually got some matches for lockdown. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Alright, on our live edition, we have, as always, Tom Phillips and Matthew Waywalt, the man who loves Rusev Day. And we get that. Alright, some decent matches. We saw what happened last week where our good buddy who parked Isa's car perfectly, Nick Nemeth, retaining the world title against my good friend and yours, KC Navarro. So, looking for a new challenger for Nick. And also in the main event, for the Intercontinental title, we got the Boss of Order 4, that's Mustafa Ali, takes on, well, the man he did not want to face, the number one contender, even though he cheated to get there, but still, the roster voted for him, and it's Jason Hotch of the Great Hands. So see if he can do the impossible. That's that. And we also have the second round of the Knockouts TV title tournament. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Alright, so we get the opening recap of last week's world title match and the setup to the international title, like I said. Then we get the opening sequence, that garbage theme. I wish we went back to Cross the Line! No, like that song. But anyway, so we started with Tag Team Action Player. Was, as always, a little less talk and a lot more action on TNA and my show. But that's copywritten and by me and my ex. So you can't use it. So fuck you, man. That's that. Alright, tag team action. We have Bang Bang! Sosa Sosa! Bang Bang! Sosa Sosa! No, not Sammy Sosa, Ricky Sosa. And the former X Division champion Leon Slater from the galaxy, far, far away, take on the system of Eddie Edwards and Cedric Alexander, the new X Division champion. And yes, Alicia Edwards at ringside. Do you wanna know? Do you wanna know something? No, I don't. I really don't. I want you to shut up. But you're a nice lady. But I like us. Alright, so this match was kind of good. A lot of flippy dippity-doos. Early on. Get a monkey flip to Eddie, a pair of flippy dippity-doos, take out the system. As we're going to break, come back. Ricky Sosa's in trouble. Alicia Edwards, do you want to know something? Gets in some choking from the floor. Referee, where are you? I don't know. And then Cedric's reverse chin lock doesn't really work that well. Yeah, because you're using it from 1924 there, dude. And then a diving tag brings on Leon Slater, so to come back. Slater throws Cedric into a power slam. Ouch, for a near fall. And a running shot to face drops Brian Myers, who was also at ringside. And then Leon was just like going crazy. He goes up top, Swanton 450, 1, 2, 3. He pins the X Division champion, so you know what that means. He gets a title shot. So, 12-minute match, decent match, 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Leon gets on the mic and says, "You, me, X Division title inside a steel cage, brother." At Lockdown. Well, not in a cage, but most likely it'll be in a cage. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, go to the back. We have Gia Miller interviewing Mustafa Ali and the rest of Order 4, Agent Zero, John Schuyler from, well, half. We got Schuyler. I think Hawk was there, but I don't remember. But anyway, Schuyler was there along with the beautiful Mila Moore. Dressed as Stacy Keibler-like as she could, with those long, luscious legs that can wrap around my dick and wrap around my body. Oh, not long. So Mila, call me. Anyway, so we got that. So speaking of Schuyler, he tries to go find the other members of the group, but he gets distracted by Mila Moore. I wonder why. Hey, you got a hot chick like Mila Moore dressed like a secretary, and basically showing half her titties and her, some of her hair. I would be a little bit distracted too. So anyway, so then Mustafa Ali's like yelling a lot. It's like, "Go find them!" I'm like, "Fuck you! I'm looking at her titties. Shut the fuck up, man." But you were, man, shut up. I can look at titties whatever I want. Show me your titties. Later? Okay, later. Later! Not now, but later. When would it be now? Later. Okay, fine. Anyway, moving on. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Then we got the Elegance brand. They're ready to win. Heather is in the semifinals. M is looking to get there. And what happens that? Heather's not sure what happens if she has to face M in the Knockout CV title tournament. And George the Iceman's like, no, I'm not worried. Not worried about it. Not gonna happen. We'll take care of it when it comes there. It looks like it's gonna get there, maybe in the semis. I doubt the finals. It would make no sense, and who cares who wins? And tonight is the last match of Mara Sade, honorary member of the Prophecy. So you know M is gonna win that match because that's who she's facing. So M will go to the semifinals tonight. And Mara, well, looks like she might be going back to the WWE or NXT. Then again, a lot of people are saying she might go to AEW. Well, we'll see what happens with Miss Sade. Unless we know her, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. We got that. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we pause to wish Rebel well as she's fighting ALS. Great stuff. Angelina Love was on her page. Mick Foley did the ALS challenge, and he was like going berserk. He got dumped with the ice water by Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. He's like, "Blah! Go water! Go water! Go water! Do it again! Do it again!" I'm like, "Mick, are you nuts?" But don't answer that. He's nuts. Then he gets another freaking cold water bath. I'm like, dude. Now all we need is some electric cables and then fry his ass. That's not very nice. Well, shut up, Mick. You did that back in FMW. Stop it. You know, with your boy Terry. Terry cheated. Cactus, shut up. I never cheated in my life, you fucking creep. Terry, would you like some Doritos? They're very tasty. Cactus, how many times I have to tell you I don't like those things? I hate Doritos, and I hate you too. Okay, guys, calm down. Well, Terry, I just wanted to say have a nice day and say hello to Dory for me. Cactus, you're a good man. I will say good fortunes for you from my brother Dory Funk Jr. Yeah, Dory Funk Jr. passed away, I think a day or two ago. So, and Vincent Pastore, big pussy from The Sopranos, he passed away as well. I'll do a proper video maybe tomorrow. So, we'll see what happens with that. But moving on. Alright, we wish Rebel Yell, and all that other good shit. And, that special is coming up September the 9th on Dynamite. Special Rebel Heart edition of Dynamite. And it's going to be, all the proceeds go to AOS Research. So, donate today! And that's, pretty much it. Alright, after that, we go to the Knockouts TV title quarterfinals. We have Crazy Girl Thea Hale versus Indy Hartwell. This was a pretty good match, a little NXT action, if you will. Pretty decent match. We come back from break. Excuse me. And Thea tries to switch to the Kimura lock, but gets kicked to the floor. You get back in, and Indy avoids the springboard backsplash, but can't get Thea up for a power bomb. Because looked like she botched it, but then Indy's like, my arm. I don't know. Anyway, but instead of the power bomb, she hits the Hertz Donut. 1, 2, 3. She goes to the semifinals, where she will face, I believe, I think she faces M by Elegance. So that should be an interesting semifinal. And then on the other side, well, we got M by Elegance going up against, I think Jada Stone. So we could see, in the finals, a battle of the Elegance for the Knockouts TV title. I think Indy's gonna win it. I have a feeling Indy Hartwell is gonna become our first ever Knockouts TV champion, and she deserves it. I wish it was Rosemary, but no. I don't even know if we're gonna see him tonight after what happened last week. Where basically Allie fought M and Heather by herself, and it ended in disqualification, which was good, so the Prophecy keeps those tag team belts. A win is a win by any means here in the Prophecy. So, we'll see what happens tonight on the program. Maybe we'll get a match at Lockdown, maybe in the cage. Maybe Rosemary will be found, and we'll find out what happened, why Rosemary did not appear last week. I think she got beat up by those two bitches, but I mean, then again, it could be Timu Jack Perry did it, Mr. Elegance, but who knows? That's that. Alright, after that, we go to my good friend AJ Francis, all about that money. Speaking of money, he takes up a collection for his injured valet, Expressions, and then he runs into Rich Swann, man, and goes, all night long, all night, and fake YouTube with Brandon the Entertainer, and not really impressed. I think they give him like $1 or something like that. I did see a couple fives, though, in there. Yeah. Hey, AJ, what, can you take up a collection and get me down to TNA and work for you? I'll work for Carlos, as long as his healing hands are on me, you know what I mean? If not, I'm gonna call Tony Khan. Then again, I might call Hickenbottom. They still have that NXT TNA partnerships in some ways. So, all you have to do is just call up HBK. I'll discuss my voice like Hunter. It's like, Sean! I got a guy! His name is Peter Joseph. He's very good. He's looking for a job. Maybe we'll do the ring crew. Or maybe, you kick one of those idiot announcers off. Not Vic Joseph or Booker T. I meant the ring announcer. Mike Grohm, get him out of here. Let Peter Joseph ring announce. Click. There you go. Maybe I'll get a call from the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Then again, I might get a call from Nick Cotton, man. Or maybe Hunter. This is Mr. Gilmore, Mr. Joseph, I go, yes it is, Why do you sound like me, Because I am you. Oh, that's your real voice, Alright, moving on with that. Alright, so see what happens with AJ, if he can collect all the money for Expression's medical bills, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we have my good buddy, KC Navarro. I'm going to be seeing him next month. He's doing some indie work next month. Can't wait to see him. Good guy. So he mentioned last week he had the biggest chance of his life, challenge for the TNA World title. Came up a little bit short, thanks to Ryan. But anyway, he's tried for his entire career, wants to be an inspiration to people, and after hearing that he'll never be anything for years, he knows that he belongs and his career is just beginning. And then these guys come back out the system. Babe Bronson, Eddie Edwards, Alicia Edwards. You want to know something? I'm back and I want to know what you want to know. Okay, I don't want to know at all. Cedric's there, Brian Myers. So the system all come out. Cedric turns down Leon Slater's challenge for Lockdown, and they're pretty much interrupting Casey Navarro's interview time. And then Vicky Sosa and Leon don't get another match either. But then Casey's like, excuse me! Excuse me! Like he's a Vicky Ganado essay. Excuse me! You're cutting into my promo time. And then basically they argue a little bit. Then basically a 5-on-1 beatdown until Vicky Sosa and Leon Slater came out for the save. And I was like, yep, we're probably going to get a 6-person tag coming up. But we don't hear anything about it. But we'll see what happens on the program. Not taped, not live tonight. It is taped tonight, so joy. We should have live shows all the time, Carlos. But I digress on that. Alright, so that segment I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we're in the back. Allie is panicking. She can't find Rosemary. But Sonya Deville comes in. He's like, I don't want to hear it. You're going to defend those titles with or without Rosemary. So I was like, am I gonna find Miss Rosemary? Nah. You can do it yourself. Well, call me, I'd help. You want to know where Rosemary was? In the bedroom. No, actually, Rosemary was in the Shadow Realm talking to the Shadow Master. For what reason? I don't know, Allie. I don't know. I'm not your secretary. I'm just, I'm just the guy, I'm the leader, co-leader of the prophecy, so I don't know what Rosemary does behind closed doors sometimes, besides me, because, she's my demon bride, demon assassin, so she just went for a coffee. I don't know. So see if Allie can find Rosemary. If not, she has to defend the titles by herself. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then, the women's champion, the Knockouts champion, Xia Brookside, we see her attack Wendy Choo-Choo and Corey Jade, Elena Black last week because she could. And then Wendy Choo-Choo, she comes in, calls Xia a coward. So then, Santino Malala, you son of a gun. He comes in, makes a Knockouts title match for this week. Obviously, we know who's going to win. It's going to be Xia Brookside, most likely. That's that. And then Corey Jade comes in and tells Wendy Choo-Choo to shut Xia Brookside up. Well, we'll see. We shall see what happens with that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that match. Alright. Then it was supposed to be for the Knockouts tag titles, Rosemary and Allie, the Prophecy, taking on M and Heather by Elegance with Timu Jack Perry, Mr. Elegance, and Timu Nigel McGuinness, George the Iceman at ringside. But there's no Rosemary, so Allie has to do it 2-on-1. And pretty much for a little over 2.5 minutes, she held her own. Eventually, George the Iceman grabs one of the belts, gets pulled inside. Allie raked his injured eye that got misted by Rosemary a couple weeks ago. And then Mr. Elegance comes in. Allie hits him with a belt right in front of the referee. Referee's like, no. Can't do that. Then another shot to Heather. And that caused a disqualification. So, Prophecy retains the titles. Even though it was by DQ, it's still a win for us. So, fuck you. Alright, anyway, not a great match. 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Allie takes out M. So we'll see what happens this week. If there's going to be a match announced for Lockdown. I assume there will be, and Rosemary will be back. And that's that. Right, moving on. Alright, then we got the Hardys. Broken Matt Hardy, yes! Wonderful! Or now, the GOAT. And Antichrist, Jeff Hardy, dude. They came out in their GOAT masks and the different themes. That was epic. Matt confirms that he loves cheesesteaks. Okay. I hope you went to Pat's. Not Geno's, Pat's there, Matt. Anyway, they brag about their win over the Righteous Vincent and Dutch. Last week in the Righteous Deletion match. Great match that was last week. Then a shout out to the Walking Dead spin-off star, Amy Garcia. I actually watched the first episode, as I'm trying to catch up. She looks, mwah, woo! And you don't, Rosita look good. I mean, Rosita still looks good. But, you know, give me some of that Amy Garcia ass, if you know what I mean. Alright, so we see her in the audience doing the Jeff Hardy, dude, stuff. That was great. Alright, then they say it's time to start wrecking people. They mentioned they invented the TLC match, but then, well, Ryan Nemeth and my big brother, who parked Issa's car perfectly in Puerto Rico. But you still feel Marcos. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with Marcos there, Ryan? Bastard. Wish there was a Marcos pizza here, but it's not. But anyway, they come out to interrupt. They want a title shot at Lockdown, and then Santino Malala, you son of a gun. He comes out, makes the match, and Nick Nemeth is going to defend the world title against Jeff in 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks. It's not, yeah, it's 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, well, it's next week that will happen. And then Ryan gets to face Matt this week on the program. And then Ryan tries to, Matt tries to shoot his shot with Amy Garcia, who basically throws a drink in his face. I don't know what drink that was. Don't answer that. So then he's like, ah! And that's it. And then nothing happens after that. He just, gets embarrassed and left. And then the Hardy Boys go over to Amy Garcia and they do the Jeff Hardy, dude. That was nice. I actually like that. Good segment. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. So, the Nemeth Hardys saga continues one more time. Where they had ladder matches. We all know what happened there last year. Where Jeff Hardy, climbed up a helicopter ladder to get the belts in that match against the Nemeths. I think to become the tag team champions. But anyway, moving on. Now, we're going to be probably doing it in the cage. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, moving on with that. Alright, then we go to the back once again. AJ Francis continues to collect money from the roster. Runs into the hometown man, Cody Deaner. Not paying anything due to a case of hatred. Wait, I guess you had no money anyway. So then, Elijah, who wants to walk with Elijah? He comes in, and he wants and gets a steel cage match with AJ at Lockdown. Obviously, he was going there anyway, to a cage match, or some type of stipulation. So we got that. So we got a lot of matches for Lockdown already made. This match, the tag team title match, the X Division title match. I assume Lethal Lockdown will be taking place. I don't know what teams. So we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Then, Sonya Deville Sonya Deville tells Santino Marella that it's Rosemary and Allie versus the Elegance brand at Lockdown for the Knockouts tag team titles. So that's in the cage. They both think they need to find Rosemary, but they also need to trim some fat off the roster. And Sonya Deville brings up Harley Hudson's name, but that got shot down real quick because then Santino's like, oh, she's doing great. She just got here to the States, she moved from Britain to come over here and chase her dream. And Daria's like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna trim the fat from the jobbers, Not that Harley Hudson's a jobber, but We call her Pink. You know, so Pink 2.0 hopefully will not get released or fired. Which should probably go to NXT. I don't know, but we move on with that. All right, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Then we go to the final quarterfinal match in the Knockout CV title tournament. We have Jada Stone. Oh, not the final one. We have one this week, I think. We got Jada Stone taking on, well, she used to be in TNA twice. And that's Jody Threat. Because remember, she was out with the visa problems. Then, you know, she finally comes back. Doesn't really do much. She's in this tournament. Wins the first round match. Now she's in the quarterfinals. Taking on Jada Stone. I'm like, yeah, Jody's going to the second round, right? Wrong. Just under 5.5 minutes. We're getting to the end. And Jada's split-legged moonsault gets in the fall. Jody kicks her right in the back. Ow. And then German suplex. Looks to set up. Pop! Shove it! Jody's finisher. Jada elbows her way into freedom. Then the Spark Stunner is blocked. So then Jada grabs a fruit roll-up out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. She gets the win. And she will go to the semifinals and face either Heather by Elegance or Mara Shade. And as we all know, Mara Shade has been released from TNA. I think her contract ended. And Jody Threat's contract, I believe, ended. So they are gone. So Heather will face Jada Stone in the semis. And the winners will face, the winner of that will face either M by Elegance or Indy Hartwell. I think at Lockdown. I think it's at Lockdown or it's on TV. I forget. But whatever. So, got a couple more weeks to find out our first ever Knockouts TV title champion. And personally, I think it's going to be Indy Hartwell. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, decent match. 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, then it's time for your main event of the evening for the Intercontinental title. Mustafa Ali, along with the rest of Order 4, Tasha Steelz, Mila Moore, John Skyler, Agent Zero. They're there as Mustafa Ali defends against, well, a member of Order 4, member of the Great Hands, Jason Hotch, who had his wife and daughter in the audience. I thought it was very nice. This was a great match. Back and forth they went. Crazy spot where there's a rep bump as well. Then they go up top. They hit a superplex through the announce table. It was crazy. It was sick. And Mustafa Ali's like looking at Jason Hotch. We thought he was dead because he wasn't getting up. And then his wife and kid are like, "What happened? Get up!" And then the referee starts doing I think the 10 count. And I'm like, Jason Hotch is going to lose this match by count out, right? Wrong. But I'm glad that Mustafa Ali was checking on him because it looked like a really scary spot from the top rope superplex from the inside of the ring, outside through the table. That was crazy. And then I don't know how he finished the match, but we get to the end. Hotch went to Skyler by accident. Oops. Ali grabs a fruit roll up with a feet on the rope. And then Tasha Steelz says, "No, you can't do that." And then we all know Tasha Steelz was this close to getting fired and kicked out of Order 4, but somehow came back and said she's sorry. And then Mustafa was like, "Okay, we bring you back in because you're a Puerto Rican princess. You look great. Get in here with that ass, Alright, so she breaks up the pin, and then her and Mila Moore have a cat fight! Cat fight! They brawl to the back, which leaves Mustafa Ali to grab a power driver! And then a 450 connects. Hotch rolls him up for a near fall. I don't know how he did that. And then Ali's charge hits the turnbuckle, ow, and a top rope double stomp to a standing Ali, almost like a Meteora-ish. So he hit that, followed by an Eddie Galero frog splash. Like that one, Eddie? It was okay, not as good as mine, but I give him an A for effort. Okay, there you go. Alright, so frog splash. Oh, sorry, take that back. So here's the double stomp, the Timu version of Meteora. Then he goes up top, hits an Eddie Guerrero frog splash. 1, 2, 3, we have a new Intercontinental Champion in under 15 minutes. Jason Hodge did it. I was like, what? I was hoping maybe they might pull the trigger here and make Hodge the champ, or Ali might continue on as champ, but they pulled the trigger with Jason Hodge. I don't know how he did it with almost a broken freaking neck or back, because he was down for a while. Even Mustafa, I think they went with an audible. I don't know. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But anyway, Hodge is the new Intercontinental Champion. We're going to hear from him tonight. Can't wait for that. And then the final shot is of Hodge and his young girl, beautiful daughter, I should say, in the crowd, being happy that her dad won, and then her and her mommy get in the ring with Mr. Skyler, and they all celebrate. Screamers go off, and it's a party. So, congrats to Jason Hodge. Hopefully he holds it pretty long, but these days titles are going, becoming a hot potato. Like somebody will hold it for a week, somebody will hold it for like 2 weeks, a month. It goes right back to the original owner, and then why did they win the title? Just like, yay, you won the title. You hold it for a week. It's in the books now. Fuck. Now we have that, but congrats to Jason Hodge, and we'll see what happens tonight on Impact Wrestling. So Impact Wrestling, I thought wasn't that bad. The match was actually good too. 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. So I gave TNA Impact Wrestling for last week 7.5 out of 10 stars. I thought it was good from start to finish. So that's pretty much it. Alright, then we get to a special Friday edition of Ring of Honor, because I already did the Tuesday episode, the one on the 28th. But this one's on Friday, July 31st. I think we got Ring of Honor tonight. I have to check that, but we'll see what happens with that. Actually, I could check it right now. Let me see. Let me go to my other phone. Okay, yeah, I think there was a new episode tonight, because they wouldn't have said anything on a Friday night. Red Velvet from Your Mama's Kitchen defending the Ring of Honor Women's TV title against Isla Dawn tonight. Episode 178 of Ring of Honor TV 2.0. That's that. But anyway, episode 177 last Friday, I should say, from, once again, WJCT Studios in Jacksonville, Florida. And as always, our commentary team, the boring man himself, Ian Rika Boring, and my good buddy, the Pasta. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Pasta. Do the emote. The Pasta. Caprice Coleman. You don't do that, he gets mad at me. Not you, but me. So, Caprice, we love you, man. Friend of the channel. Good friend. Good friend. Like my good buddy Prince Nana. Good friend. We in the money. We in the money. Do. The shrimp cocktail, my friend. I gotta have one. I gotta buy some shrimp and make some shrimp cocktails for me and the missus. A glass of Chardonnay. No, I'm kidding. Some shrimp cocktails, a nice big juicy steak. We got it good on a Friday night, or it's Thursday night, but whenever we have it, we're good. That's it. Alright, so we opened the show, which wasn't that bad. It's usual Ring of Honor. So we open with a look at Lee Moriarty and Angelico, and how we got to this Pure Rules title match from last week. The first match was nearly 2 years ago, so we're kind of running it back, even though it was like 2 years later. Go figure that one out. So we get to the match to start the show. Great match. Angelico does his little dancey, pulls Lee Moriarty into a leg lock, And he has to use his first rope break, because as we all know, in Pure Rules matches, you get 3 rope breaks. If you use a closed fist, you get a warning. Next one, I think you lose a rope break, or you get disqualified. But we get that. And this is for the Pure Rules title. So, they get back up, and Lee Moriarty spins around into the Body City stretch, and Helico has to use his first rope break. And then Lee Moriarty works on the arm and fingers, and Helico goes to the ropes for his second rope break, so he's got one left. And with that not working, Lee loads up a Scorpion Deathlock, reaches down and grabs Angelico's head, before leaning back and stretching. Gee, I was like, damn, freaking tap. But Angelico burned 3 straight rope breaks in a span of like a minute and a half. So, I mean, if Lee was smart and put that hold on again, he would have won the match. He would have retained. So anyway, Angelico grabs something like Conan's Ode to Kita Sunrise. Oh. I like that. Oil volley! Arriba la pasta! All you strawberries and dingleberries. Forever! Good old Conan. Good band that he is. Alright, moving on. So he grabs the Tequila Sunrise. Lee Moriarty goes to the rope again. So his second rope break, so he has 1 left. Triangle Choke doesn't get Lee very far, and Helico pulls him into something like the Rings of Saturn, with Angelico this time using his legs instead of his arms. And then Lee burns his last rope break, so any submission could possibly win the match, and even a submission in the rope. So they trade some fruit willows for near falls, and then Lee with a Border City stretch, he locks it in, and Angelico tapped out. 12.5 minutes, good match, 3 out of 5 stars. Lee Moriarty still your reigning, defending, almost 2+ year champion, a Pure Rules champion. Now he will face, at Death Before Dishonor, he will face Nigel McGuinness one last time. And if Nigel does not win, I think he can never, he can't, I think he's out of Ring of Honor. I gotta look that up. I think he's out of Ring of Honor, or he can't fight for the Pure Rules title ever again. So one of those Cody rules, you know what I mean? Look at that. Alright, Bandido Esepero, the Ring of Honor champion. He does an interview and asks about his world title defense at Death Before Dishonor against, well, this man, Nick fucking Wayne. And as we all know, Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yes! We haven't seen her in a long time. Probably getting banged by Christian. I don't know. These days. Well, they kind of broke up, so Nick Wayne's mom is probably getting banged by somebody else. Should be me, but it's not so fun all the time. Alright, so Nick Wayne comes in, promises to win the belt. Bandito says, Nick, you have no honor, and I promise to show you why I'm pretty much the most wanted man in Ring of Honor. And yeah. Okay. So, Ring of Honor World Title match at Death Before Dishonor, Bandito versus Nick fucking Wayne. And that's pretty much it. Alright, moving on. 3 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, so it's kind of like a backstage segment, so I don't know. I don't know there. So we got that. Not the greatest opponent for Bandito. I think it'll be a decent match, but I just can't see Nick Wayne becoming the Ring of Honor World Champ. I just can't. Alright, moving on. Alright, we go to women's action. We have, well, person has only won 1 match in Ring of Honor. Viva Van, the lovely Vietnamese princess herself, takes on Emi Sakura, the Queen of Japan, as she says. Comes out. I call her the female Freddie Mercury, but that's just me. Decent match for 8 minutes. Back and forth they went. Get to the end. A missile dropkick gives Viva Van a near fall. Goes for the Ocean Cyclone suplex. Can't get it. But But they get back up. Viva's back up with an axe kick. Then they block each other and counter each other for a little bit. And finally, Emi grabs the Queen's Gambit. 1, 2, 3. Emi Sakura beats Viva Van, and Viva Van back to the losing streak. Even though Emi's 5th match ever in Ring of Honor. I mean, she hasn't wrestled since 2023. Ouch, 3 years we haven't seen Emi Sakura on Ring of Honor TV or AEW TV. Just about 3+ years. But mostly she's been hanging out in Japan and Stardom and other Japanese promotions. So you gotta give her some credit there. So this was. But match itself was meh. 2.25 out of 5 stars, not sad. Alright, then we have the Kingdom of Michael Kanellis Bennett and I'm Matt Taven. And if you don't like Matt Taven, you fuckers are a bunch of Melvins. So, follow Matt Taven on Twitter and Instagram and wherever you can find them. That's that. Tell him I sent you. Alright, the Kingdom uses AI to pick their partners for the evening, and they are the grizzled young veterans. There it is. Here it is. And we haven't seen it in a while. We haven't heard it in a while. The ever so popular, annoying scooter that goes down my block. Moving on. Alright, so it's Gibson and Drake. So that gives them basically an 87% chance of winning the match, combined with a 13% chance of losing, combined with the 94.5% chance of the Kingdom winning. Okay, I'm not gonna do Steiner math. I'm sorry. So then the Grizzly Young Veterans aren't sure about this AI crap. Yeah, neither am I, because AI sucks. If you don't know how to use it, don't use it at all. But use it for good, not for stupidity. I know a few people that do that, and it's just retarded. Do something else with your stupid life than doing garbage AI videos, for your garbage dead channel. It's garbage. I'm sorry. I don't like AI. AI metal, that's something I like. I'll actually listen to that. But all this other shit, I do not care about. So, blow me and kiss my ass. And that's that. So I get that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Moving on. Alright, more women's action. Diamante SA from LAX and the minions of Athena with Billy Starks. She takes on Allie Katch. I know you. She's been around the independent circuit for a while. Under 5-minute match. Was decent, not great. Good in the end, a cannonball gives Allie a near fall. But Diamante comes right back with a back stunner. Stone Cold. Calm down, JR. And then Allie catches Insecure, gets another near fall. But Diamante comes right back. Gives her a hot shot. Circa Stone Cold. Remember when they used to use the hot shot back in WCW? So, hot shot into one in the chamber. Bang! Gives Diamante the win in under 5 minutes. Decent match, 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Diamante stays on Allie, but then the one and only Queen Aminata with her chocolate ass comes out for the save. And that's pretty much it. So we'll see, maybe we get Diamante and Queen Aminata in a match somewhere down the line, maybe on TV, or maybe at that before Dishonor. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, it's sit-down time with the pastor, Caprice Coleman. This time he's with Shane Taylor of Shane Taylor Promotions. So Shane doesn't like Caprice's previous suggestion that Shane Taylor Promotions do some gangster things. We're gonna have a gangster party. Okay, moving on. So Caprice apologizes for that and asks Shane about his matches with John Moxley. So Shane brags about laying out Mox multiple times. He has, and it's true. Which no one else has done in AEW or Ring of Honor. And he likes finding the diamonds in the rough, and he and his team trust each other, or so we think. Because you got Carly Bravo and the Captain Sean Dean of the Infantry with Trish Adora. Christiane XO is in there too. Anyway, Leroy Yachty, of course, don't forget that. So that's how they're gonna accomplish the goals. But Shane wants to remain the person he was raised as being, And yeah, he did all the talking. Nobody else was there. I'd like to see him, do some commentary or maybe do ring announcing. That would be kind of cool. He's a young guy, not that young, but And I met him before. He's a good guy. I remember the date. I think it was Manhattan Mayhem. I forgot what pay-per-view was when him and Keith Lee were a tag team. I was like, sign me up. These guys are going to become tag team champions. I think they were. But then they broke up. They had that fight in New York City. Ooh! They beat the fuck out of each other. And I was there for it. I loved it. I said, Kerry Silkin, take my goddamn money. And he gladly took it. You know what I mean? We get that. Alright. 3 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, back to the ring we go. A.R. Fox, former TV champion, takes on Soleil? Who the fuck is this guy? I mean, really, who the fuck are you? What do you do here? I don't know who this guy is, but probably some indie darling. They went 11 minutes. I was like, wait a minute, is this guy? I've seen this guy before. I was like, this can't be Reggie. I mean, he was not a Soleil, but per se, but he was Mercedes. What's her name? Well, I forget the word, but anyway, moving on. But lots of flippy dippity doos for 11 minutes. I thought this match was gonna be like short because I thought it was a jobber match. But anyway, they went 11 minutes. But we're getting to the end. Elbows continue against the barricade. We're off to Chinlock City as we get back inside the ring. That gets broken up, and they both hit stereo cross bodies for a double down. And then Soleil is up with a high cross body for a near fall. A.R. Fox is right back with a rolling Guinea-Casa. Bang! A Fisherman's Buster gives A.R. Fox another near fall. Goes for the 450 and missed. No one to pull for you, sir. They go up top until Soleil is shoved away, which allows A.R. Fox to give him a jumping stunner. Interesting. And then no main pain into the 450. 1, 2, 3 in exactly 11 minutes. Mr. A.R. Fox has to win over a pretty interesting character named Soleil. Sign him up there, Tony Khan. So we'll see what happens with that. But good match. 3 out of 5 stars for a match of a guy that I never seen before. But we got that. Alright, after that, our forever women's champion, Athena, getting close to 1,350 days. Let me check that. I think she's at 1,335. Athena title reign. Was surpassed 1310. Well, actually, she surpassed 1316. Let me check that again. How many days has Athena held the Ring of Honor Women's Championship? 13. I was close. 1336 as of today. Woo! So, if you think about it, we are 16 days away. So, she could, as of Death Before Dishonor, she will hit 1,352 days as champ against Maya World. Is it going to end? Actually, she is not facing, take it back. She is not facing Maya World at Death Before Dishonor. She's taking on Hazuki, my girl Hazuki. Kind of looks like, the one that looks like Team Io. Is Hazuki going to win? At this point, I think this is going almost 1,500 days, 4+ years. Damn, Athena can't be stopped. And at this point, she wins at Death Before Dishonor. The next pay-per-view is all the way in December. That's like another 100 and well, you think about it, September, October, November, and part of these 3.5 months. So that's like another 100 and some odd days. So she's going to get to around 1,400 and change. So not near 1,500 till early next year. I don't know if she's going to get there, but who is going to beat Athena at this point? Is it going to be, you think Hazuki? I doubt it. I think, and I have a funny feeling, who's a free agent that's a woman right now? I think you know. I think you guys know. Not Marshana, you idiots. I think it's, a certain second wife of mine. Kylie! I think it's Kyrie. I think Kyrie's coming to AEW and shutting up Athena. And taking that belt and pretty much will go to Japan with it. Come back home with it. I don't know. But Kyrie is a free agent as of today. So we could see Kyrie maybe make an appearance at Death Before Dishonor. I'm getting excited. She's going to come back to Japan first, I think. I think we'll see a little reunion in Stardom with Toru Okada. But people would mark out for her in Japan when she comes back to Stardom. Or maybe New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I think Stardom maybe, and New Japan Strong maybe, but we'll see. But she debuts in AEW, if it's at All In or it's at Death Before Dishonor, I will mark the fuck out. Man, Kyrie Athena, put that on any pay-per-view. I don't give a fuck. That's good shit right there. So we'll see. We shall see what happens with that. Alright, so anyway, Dina's sick of people trying to come after her, including Azuki. They can have their title match at Death Before Dishonor. Azuki hasn't wrestled in Ring of Honor since before AEW existed. So that's like, I think, 2018, I believe. 18, 19. Wrestled 4 times in AEW. Remember that match with Mercedes? That was a great match. I think it was in the Owen Hart Cup. That was great. Then she had a brawl with Athena in a match this week on Collision. That was a brawl. And then Athena defending against the woman who beat her in the Owen Hart Cup. That was the first round. And then she fought in the second round. I think it was the second round or the semi. No, not the semis. I think it was the second round. She lost to Mercedes in that epic match on Dynamite. That was epic. So, Timu Io. Hey. Tony Khan, give her the belt. Why not? Let's have fun. That's that. Moving on. Alright, so 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, more women's action. For another lady who's going to be at... I believe she's going to be at Death Before Dishonor. Stephanie DeLander, we all know her husband of the Mance Warner. She is in a pure rules match with Rachel Ellering. We all know Precious Paul Ellering's daughter. So basically, Stephanie uses her first rope break in less than 20 fucking seconds. Really? Really, Steph? Come on. And then she takes it down again. And second rope break, quickly used. Like the first 2-3 minutes, Stephanie DeLander's down on 1 rope break. And then Stephanie punches Rachel in the face. Referee saw it, says, not. Warning. If you use that again, you lose a rope break. To get back up, Stephanie kicks her in the face, but Rachel is right back with a spinning elbow. And it's something like a dragon sleeper makes Stephanie use her last rope break. And then Rachel tries to charge. Stephanie hides behind the referee. Heinous acts. And then Rachel throws the referee down. I'm like, oh, what's that? No, there's a DQ there? I guess not. So that lets Stephanie get in another right hand as the referee was trying to get up, so the referee didn't see that, so he can disqualify Stephanie. And then they set up F5. Set up F5. I've never seen that before. And then 1, 2, 3. That's it. So Stephanie DeLander gets the win over Rachel Ellering in under 5 minutes. That's it. Alright. Juice Robinson has glistening nipples and is coming to Ring of Honor. Okay. I didn't even know he has glistening nipples. I mean, the only glistening nipples I like to see is from Toni Storm. Or Mina. But I digress. Alright, there we have Trish Adora taking on my girl, Angelica. Not Angelica, it's Angelica. Angelica Risk, who hasn't won a match in Ring of Honor. I don't know why. Yeah, great on the indies, champion on the indies, and then she comes to Ring of Honor and does a Viva Van. She loses more matches than Viva Van has won matches, basically. She has won 1. but I digress. Decent match for under 6 minutes. Trish Adora wins the match with the Lariat Tubman. Can we give Angelica a win, please? Please, just for me. That's it. That's pretty much it. Move on. Alright, Stephanie Delander is coming for the Women's Pure Rules title. That's Deonna Purrazzo. So I think they get that match at Death Before Dishonor. So better build than Angelica got for the Pure Rules title. And we get that. Alright, Vert Vixen takes on Julissa Mexa. I've seen her before, I think, in NXT. But this is a match for basically 5.5 minutes. And Julissa Mexa gets the win over Vert Vixen with a Super Samoan Driver. Interesting. So, Julissa Mexa gets the win in her, I think this is her first match on Ring of Honor. So, congrats to you. Beating a veteran like Vert Vixen, who hasn't won a match, I believe in Ring of Honor either. So, we move on. Alright, then, Nigel McGuinness wants the Pure Rules title and willing to put his Ring of Honor career on the line. So, it is his career versus Lee Moriarty's title. So, you know what that means. I have a feeling Nigel finally went back the Pure Rules titles that he hasn't won in about 20 years. So, it's all or nothing for Nigel right now. And I don't know if he really wants, if they're going to really give him the belt, or he's just going to be, his career is done, he's going to be on commentary for Collision for years to come. But we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. Alright, 8-man tag team match coming up, playa. We got the Von Erichs, Marshall, and Ross taking on Buster and the Brain. Buster and the Brain. One is a high flyer, the other's insane. That's Alec Price and my good buddy Jordan Oliver. They take on the Kingdom and the grizzled young veterans. And a 10-minute match I'm putting on TNA. Give me a second. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Yay! Alright, Jaws is about to end. Open wide, you son of a bitch! Okay. Moving on. Alright, so this was a pretty good tag team match for a little over 10 minutes. We're getting to the end. The Von Erichs hit stereo cannonballs on the veterans, and then they lock in the Iron Claw. No one can escape the claw. Blah! That goes on, but that gets broken up, and then the referee's distracted. And then there's a low blow to Marshall. Drake gets a fruit roll-up for the pin in 10 minutes, and that's pretty much it. Move on. Alright, TNA has started with the new Intercontinental Champion Jason Hotch coming into the Lyric Career Center with his beautiful wife and baby. So we're gonna hear from him probably tonight. And we got the theme going on right now. Alright, so good win for the Grizzled Young Veterans and the Kingdom getting the win there in an 8-man tag team match. It was decent. 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then my girl, she's back in Ring of Honor. Zeta Steele takes on Sarah Leone in under 6 minutes. A good match. Getting to the end, a Hangman's Codebreaker gets in the fall, but Sarah rolls Zeta into a German suplex to drop Zeta hard on the mat. But Zeta is able to block a second attempt, and then locks in a basic leg lock, and Sarah Leone tapped out in under 6 minutes. Match was 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, we're still in Philly for the Philly tapings. And we're going to start with the GOATs! Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, dude! I think it's the same thing, right? Oh, it's the GOATs theme, so here comes Matt Hardy. With Rebby Hardy playing the piano part. Matter of fact, Matt is a better actor than Ryan Nemeth. That's true. And Matt does not fear Marcos. Matt actually likes those Marcos pizza. Likes those string beans too. Oh, here comes Antichrist Jeff Hardy, dude. Alright, so Matt is taking on Matt's taking on Nick this week. No wait, I think it's Matt and Ryan this week, and then Nick, and then it's Nick and Jeff for the title next week. Jeff Hardy in the In This Moment like face paint. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you to Jeff. Little In This Moment shout out. By the way, 22 days away from In This Moment Day, that's when Witch comes out. I think it's the 26th or the 28th. I think it's the 28th. Get it! Yeah, Jeff Hardy with the little shout out to Chris and Randy of In This Moment. Maybe a little bit of Randy and Kent. He goes to In This Moment. Alright, so yeah, so it's going to be Matt against Ryan with his big brother, Nick, behind him, the world champ, without, I was about to say, where's your belt, Nick? Forgot to wear it? Okay. We got that. Alright, so go back to Ring of Honor. Sada Steel wins with the leg lock, taps out Sarah Leone in under 6 minutes, and that's pretty much it. 2.25 out of 5 stars for the match. Then, the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo, she's down to face Stephanie DeLander at Death Before Dishonor for her Women's Pure Championship. That should be an interesting match, and we get that. Alright, after that, we have Juice Robinson taking on Say His Name, and he appears. I believe in Anthony Henry. Alright, under 8-minute match. Get to the end. Anthony Henry goes right back to the knee of Juice Robinson because he's working on it during the match. Slaps away Spain Buster. Then the backsplash connects for a near fall, but Anthony knocks him down again, setting up the figure 4. Woo! And then they slap each other a few times until the figure 4 is broken up. Then Juice is up, snaps off those jabs of doom. Then the forward DDT, I think it's called the Juice is Loose, pins, and on 1, 2, 3, Juice Robinson pins Anthony Henry in under 8 minutes. Decent match, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. And that was the main event. Why was that the main event and not the 8-man tag team match? Go figure, Tony Khan does not know how to book. You can't book Ring of Honor at all. Well, we got that. Alright, guys, that is it for TNA and Ring of Honor. TNA was great, 7.5 out of 10 stars. Ring of Honor wasn't that bad, so I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10 stars. But I don't know what you guys thought of the shows. Down below in the comments section, like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. Because I know there's a lot of TNA-ites and there's a lot of Ring of Honor faithful out there that still kind of, sort of watch Ring of Honor. I'm one of the 100 people that actually watch the fucking show, but it is what it is. But leave me your thoughts down below, and like I said, we'll talk about it like Trick Willie would say. Alright, I'm gonna go watch TNA. After TNA, I will be back on my Peter Joseph channel with your Monday Night Raw review, because I'm gonna start getting back to what this week's shows. So, later tonight, Monday Night Raw review. Tomorrow, we'll talk about NXT. We'll talk about Dynamite. So I didn't do a Dynamite Collision review for last week. I apologize for that. I was so booked up with errands and appointments, I cannot get to it. So I apologize for that. I was able to get the NXT review up Tuesday because I had plans Tuesday night, but they changed, and I moved it away till yesterday. So we have that. So tomorrow, I have to work, and I do have to go shopping. So after I come back from shopping, we're going to talk about NXT. We'll talk about AEW Dynamite. Get you ready for SmackDown. I might have a rant tomorrow if I have some time before SmackDown, because I have to rant about that old fat fuck, Conrad Thompson. How dare you, sir, saying Roman's an overrated champion. Fuck you. Oh, I'm going to rant up the wazoo on this motherfucker, and I'm going to bury his fat ass tomorrow. Or Saturday, whenever I get a chance. But Conrad Thompson, whoever knows him, tell him to watch my rant whenever it goes up. I am going to bury that motherfucker for insulting my tribal chief. Put up your fucking ones, you fuckers. Fuck you, Conrad. The only thing you're good for is Dark Side of the Ring. fuck you, dude. You don't know nothing about wrestling. Besides that, but I digress. So, we'll see what happens with all that. But, good shows nonetheless. 6.5 out of 10 stars for Ring of Honor. 7.5 for TNA. Let me know your thoughts down below, and that's it. Alright guys, I am out of here. Thanks for watching, and until next time, if you're not down with that, me and the prophecy, the greatest things is sliced bread. We got 3 words for all you motherfuckers out there. Fuck you, man. Bring it. That's all I gotta say about that. Until next time. Peace.